Yo, what is up guys, it's FullySpaced and today I'm going to be building my first ever Skybase. I've never really built a Skybase before, so I thought I would try and build one. So as you can see here, I built a giant pole going straight up. I loaded up the Minecraft circle image and then decided which image I was going to build. So I think I ended up going with the image that is labeled 21. So I believe it's like 21 round or I'm not really sure how it exactly works. I think it's just like 21 from the centerpiece to the edge. However, it creates this large circle. So if you ever want to build a giant circle in the sky or just circles in general, use type in Google Minecraft circle image and it will basically just give you this image that tells you how to build large circles, anywhere from small to large circles with in Minecraft. I don't know what I was going with there, but yeah, in Minecraft. And then as you can see, I went around with some stone walls and I used gates because I like the little arcs that the gates have when they're connected to stone walls. I started then planning out the build for the middle here, and as you can see, I've got this weird kind of circle build. It starts off with a square in the middle, and there's just these small little squares, or rectangles, whatever you want to call them, on the sides here. Just they're kind of all going to be entrances to the build. So as you see here, I've got these roofs building up, and then I've left them 2 blocks wide, just so I can fill in this whole centerpiece here. As you can see here, I start building the next roof as well, which is really close to this roof. So the 2 roofs look really close together, and it looks quite cool. I've never really built something so close, but I was kind of worried at the same time that they might overlap and look horrible. So yeah, I was really a bit skeptical about that. However, it did turn out really nice. And then I just went on the inside, filled in the space so you can't really see inside through the little gaps, and then just added some stairs to the roof as well, so you get a roof inside. This basically sets us up for the build, and just kind of went around with some stripped spruce and just kind of filled in the designs, but then kind of went back to the doors and added these stairs designs that actually ended up looking more like creepers, which was pretty cool. So I left them with these little creeper doors, and then just went around, added some stone walls at the bottom and some fences on top, and then added a bit of foliage around the sides here with fences and bushes. From this point onwards, I thought I've got a pretty good centerpiece for the base. It's pretty cool. It's basically there. However, it's going to look really odd if I have it floating. So what way can I make it stand out a bit? So I went with this balloon, and I saw how to make a giant balloon, and I was like, okay, I could do that. But at the same time, it might get quite boring building a giant balloon, so I tried to build a small one. And at this point, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to look very good. So I built this giant one first, just to make sure that it was going to look better. And then I actually ended up using this giant one here. So I built a giant sphere. And that is basically my centerpiece for my balloon. So then I copied that over later on for another one. This took actually quite a long time to build. I'm no good with circles, so there are a lot of videos and things out there showing you how to build them. I kind of roughly know how to do it. It just gets really confusing after a while. Sometimes when you lose your momentum when building them, you can kind of get lost on what blocks you've placed. So you have to kind of go back round and just make sure everything is centered. And then I started playing around the bottom here, because obviously it just looks like a sphere right now. I want it to look like more of a balloon, so I was trying to find something that kind of fits the pole at the bottom here. And then I ended up just going with this simple little design here, and it really does look like just a little balloon. So it kind of looks like the house from Up if you just connected loads of balloons to it. However, I've only got 2, but for anyone who's watching this video and makes it far enough, you will see that there is actually a build as well where I've made 4 balloons instead of 2. So as you see here, I'm using the structure block command just to copy the balloon itself and then paste it over here. I did actually copy it wrong, so I had to fill in those little gaps. Now we've got 2 balloons here, and then I was thinking about adding a 3rd one here and then a 4th one at the back. I didn't do that till later on. As you will see if you keep watching this video, there is a clip where I actually go over having the 4 balloons connected onto this build. Obviously having 2 kind of opens it up a bit, allows me to see the build more. When I had 4, it's quite clunky and there's not a lot to see, so you'll see that later on if you stick around. But as you see here, I just kind of go over the top of this balloon, kind of giving it its own cover. So if you've ever seen like hot air balloons and things, they kind of have their own cover. So I just went over and added a little cover to it, and then I've done the exact same on this balloon here. Basically you just kind of go over your sphere with one color, but only keep from the middle point upwards on the corners, and then on the flat side you want to go down and make a little triangle at the bottom. And then I just extended this triangle, and they really do come out like these nice little covers. They are actually 1 block height difference. And then I went to the bottom here, because obviously the bottom's completely flat and boring, so I've kind of brought it out with some slabs, bringing it down slowly. I didn't want to bring it down too fast, otherwise it's just going to look horrible. And then I kind of smoothed out the bottom and made it flat there too, so it's just kind of got that slight little edge to it. So it's not looking too completely dull from below. And then I added a few lights in later on just so you can kind of see from underneath, and also so you don't get lost, because obviously it's got it's going to be pitch black and it's going to make your underworld black too. So let's play around with these lights, and then I thought, why not just add sea lanterns to the bottom? It would definitely just fix it and not make it look so clunky. It just looks really horrible with hanging lanterns, so instead I decided to use the sea lanterns on the bottom. Purely because it just looks a lot better. It does kind of look like a bit like a UFO, so maybe that's something I could look into, building a UFO build at some point later on. But yeah, I'm going to head over to first person now. So now we're heading over to the first person, and as you can see here, this is the build itself. You got the 2 balloons holding the build up. You got a nice little surface area here that your kind of platform is, and then it kind of curves down into this underground bit, so you can see it from below, and there's always a bit of light there, so you know where you're going in the darkness, and you can make out what is your base. However, getting up here without an elytra or fireworks may be a bit of a problem. However, I didn't really count for that right now, because purely I just wanted to build a Skybase build, which I've never really done before, so this is my first attempt at ever building some sort of flying build. It's definitely interesting. I've never actually built one. As you can see as well, the balloons are actually one off, one's higher than the other. I didn't actually realise that until I finished building them. I did copy and paste them, that's why. But I feel like not having it completely even was a good idea. So accidental ideas rather. Anyway, as you can see here, we've got this nice little platform. It's got trapdoors all the way around it. The inside isn't really much. I haven't done at all a lot. So you just got some furnaces. You got a load of storage up in the ceiling, and then you just got this little chair here. Got a crafting table, and then up here you just got loads of storage again, and a bed just to sleep in. You can do whatever you want with a base like this. However, I just kept it plain and simple because there's no actual main door, and I don't really have to worry about mobs up here either, which is brilliant. So we got a nice little bit of foliage on the side here. The house itself is very close together. As you can see, you got a roof really close to this roof. I've never really built something so close to each other, but it does kind of bring off a nice little design there, which I really like. And then we got this middle pillar here with these gates to kind of go up and over that I've been using recently quite a lot. And this connects to the balloon here, which took me quite a while to build, but thankfully I finally got that done. And yeah, it really holds it all together. And then I had to extend this bottom bit to make it not look completely flat and plain and boring. So also just, you know, it looks like it can kind of, you got to fall back to the floor and then take off again. However, it's just going to stay on one spot. I've never really built something like this. It's pretty close to my treehouse that I've built. I tend to build everything in the same world, so there is actually a load of builds in this world somewhere. But you got these kind of creeper face doors, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. Never really built a Skybase design, but this is my first ever attempt at building one, so I think things gone really well. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'll leave you with a little showcase, and yeah, I'll see you all soon. Peace. So if you made it this far in the video, I've actually made a little adjustment to this build and kind of added the extra 2 balloons. So now we've got 4 balloons on every single side, so it's kind of equal instead of just being held up by the sides. I think it does look pretty cool. However, there's so much going on that it's quite dark, so you'd have to definitely light up this part of the roof here. So you could obviously get some like lanterns and chuck those in there. However, it is a lot. It's a lot to see with. So the 2-1 was quite cool. However, obviously you're only going to see the 2 balloons if you watch the whole video. Although I'll probably put four balloons in the thumbnail. So you'll probably only see 2 unless you watch to this point in the video where I've actually added the extra 2. There are different heights just because I didn't want them the same. It does look really cool. The 2 just kind of makes it like you can see a lot more, but the 4 definitely really brings it together and gives it a whole piece. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I like the 4 or 2 better. It's quite a difficult one. It's very dark, so unless you come over to this side where it's more light. But I actually really like it, so I'm really kind of proud of this build. So for any of you who made this far in the video, here's a little sneak peek of 4 balloons instead of 2. Anyway guys, thank you for the support recently. We finally hit 200 subs and I can't believe it. And yeah, thank you all very, very much for the support. And yeah, see you all soon. Peace.